Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is coming out on Disney Plus on March 24th. What if Ms. Marvel, Spider-Man, and Daredevil are all being set up for the same story in the MCU? Because after looking closely at what's happening in Daredevil Born Again, I'm starting to think this upcoming season might secretly be building towards something much better and bigger than just the Daredevil versus Kingpin. There are some really strong clues already showing up. Kamala Khan keeps getting mentioned. Fisk seems to be building more than just a task force, and the street-level heroes of New York might be heading toward an all-out conflict. A conflict that could eventually lead directly into the Spider-Man movie. In this video, we're breaking down the theories that could connect all of this together, including why Ms. Marvel might return sooner than we think, and which heroes could eventually join Daredevil if a war for the streets of New York begins. Because if these clues are intentional, the MCU might be setting up a massive street-level crossover. So, get ready.
Nerd family!
Assemble. Now let's talk allies in this war showdown. The showrunner said no major MCU crossovers, no Avengers, but let's be honest, could the Defenders sneak in? My money's on yes. Jessica Jones is already confirmed in the trailer, but why stop at one Defender? The MCU has amazing writers, and the actors who played the others, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, were perfect. It was just the writing and direction were not so perfect, especially Iron Fist. And here's my wild card. Another person that could join is Kamala Khan. So why did Kamala Khan's dad keep bringing her up during the bank scene? Because I think the writers might actually be setting up something bigger. Ms. Marvel showing up this season. First off, Yusuf isn't dumb. The guy works at a high-level job at a bank, and he's already been around multiple superheroes, including his own daughter. So when he keeps mentioning Kamala while talking to Matt, that feels intentional from the writers. And then there's the candy moment. Matt refuses the candy Yusuf offers him at first, but after the whole bank situation is over, suddenly he wants one. That wasn't random. Matt clearly redirected Yusuf's attention to the candy so he would end up finding the diamond. And when Yusuf looks up at him after that, you can almost see it on his face. He may not know exactly who Matt Murdock is, but he definitely realizes this guy is more than just a blind lawyer. And that's where Kamala comes in. Yusuf mentions that Kamala is in California, but I'm willing to bet some time has passed, even if it's just a day or two. If your dad was just involved in a bank robbery like that, you would probably come back home to check on him. Which means Kamala could easily return to Jersey City, hear everything that's been happening in New York, and possibly get pulled into the situation. Because at the end of the day, Ms. Marvel is a street-level hero, just like Daredevil. Now, I know what some people are probably thinking. A fun, optimistic teenage fangirl like Ms. Marvel mixed into the gritty, brutal world of Daredevil. On paper, that sounds like it shouldn't work, but this is the MCU. There are multiple street-level heroes in New York. When crazy things start happening in the city, it would honestly feel weird if none of them ever showed up to help. So maybe the writers mentioning she's in California was just their way of explaining why she hasn't been around yet. And honestly, I'd be down to see her show up. It could actually push her character forward and help her mature a bit. We could watch her grow the same way we've seen Spider-Man grow in the MCU. And honestly, if Kamala shows up, you heard it here first. Here's where it gets really juicy. Okay, what if Daredevil's army goes up against Fisk's army but loses? So why do I think all of this is actually leading to Spider-Man Brand New Day? Because if you think that the Vigilante Task Force is the only army that Kingpin has, you might be underestimating him. In the comics, Fisk almost never works alone. He always has henchmen doing the dirty work for him. And two characters who are already confirmed to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day fits that role perfectly. Scorpion and Tombstone. Now, I'm not saying that they're guaranteed to show up in this upcoming season of Daredevil Born Again, but historically, these characters aren't always the main villains. A lot of the time, they work as muscle for someone bigger, and that someone is often Fisk. We've even seen that dynamic before in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, where Tombstone and Scorpion work directly under Kingpin. So imagine this scenario. Near the end of the season, Fisk pulls an Uno reverse card, his forces get bigger, stronger, maybe even overwhelming. Suddenly, heroes like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Punisher start losing control of the situation. And what if Daredevil's side actually loses? That could be an event that leads directly into Spider-Man Brand New Day, a full street-level conflict in New York. A grounded story, exactly the kind of story fans have been asking for. And here's the interesting part. Punisher is already confirmed to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day, but Daredevil isn't, which honestly makes me even more suspicious because Marvel Studios loves keeping surprises hidden. They did the same exact thing with Spider-Man No Way Home. Nobody expected Matt Murdock to show up in that movie, and then suddenly he's Peter Parker's lawyer? And let's not forget, even though nobody remembers who Peter Parker is anymore, Peter still exists, which means Peter Parker still remembers one thing about Matt Murdock. He's a really good lawyer.
How did you just do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
So either Peter ends up seeking Matt out for help again, or Matt ends up finding Peter when things in New York start getting out of control. And when you look at the timeline, it gets even more interesting. There aren't any MCU projects scheduled between the season of Daredevil Born Again Season 2 and Spider-Man Brand New Day, which makes me think these two stories might be way more connected than we realize. This is why Season 2 could literally shape what Spider-Man Brand New Day's film is going to be about. And honestly, if Marvel nails this, it will be legendary. Or do you think Kamala Khan can step into this season? Or do you think Spider-Man is going to step into all this chaos? Drop a like if you're ready for this upcoming season of Daredevil. Drop a comment if you think I'm completely crazy or if you have any other theories. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, there's a police officer here. What? Here's where it gets really juicy. Any other theories? If you have any other theories,